All right, today we're diving into something called the Agent Mesh Communication Protocol, or AMCP for short. You know, if you've ever tried to build a distributed AI system, you've hit the same wall. How do you get your agents to actually work together? Well, AMCP is a whole new way of thinking about that problem, designed to make your agents way more powerful and scalable.
So let's just ask the question right up front. Think about the multi-agent system you're working on right now. Are your agents working like a fluid, parallel swarm, all acting at once, or are they just kind of stuck in a line, passing messages back and forth one at a time? Because that right there, that's the fundamental pain point that's holding back what we can really build.
So what's the deal? Well, it's what we call the collaboration bottleneck. See, the traditional ways of doing things, like with RPCs, remote procedure calls, they force agents into this rigid, blocking, request and response pattern. And that just creates these brittle dependencies that totally fall apart when you try to scale up to dozens or even thousands of agents.
So let's break this down. The old way versus the new way. On the left, you've got the old playbook, blocking calls, where one agent is literally frozen, waiting for another. You have these fragile point-to-point links that shatter if an agent moves or fails. But on the right, you've got the agent mesh approach. We're talking asynchronous events that never block, a super resilient publish-subscribe model, and agents that couldn't care less where they're located. It's really the difference between a fragile chain and a dynamic, living web.
Okay, so how does AMCP solve this? Well, think of it as an asynchronous superhighway. It's like a central nervous system for all of your agents. Instead of those rigid one-to-one phone calls, it's a broadcast network where agents can share information all at once, unlocking this massively parallel communication.
And the engine driving this superhighway is a pattern you might know: publish/subscribe, or pub/sub. The idea is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You have a publisher agent that just fires off an event to a specific topic. Then, any subscriber agent that's interested in that topic gets the message instantly. And this is the magic part. The publisher has no idea who's listening, and the subscribers have no idea who sent it. That complete separation, that's the secret sauce that makes the whole system so incredibly flexible.
Let's walk through what this actually looks like. An agent fires off an event. Let's say a new order was created. The event broker grabs it and immediately routes it to the order.created topic. And boom, every single agent that needs to know, inventory, payment, shipping, they all get it at the exact same time, and they all start working in parallel. No waiting in line, just instant coordinated action.
All right, so if asynchronous communication is the foundation, then agent mobility, well, that's AMCP's superpower. And I'm not just talking about sending data around. I mean moving the entire agent, its code, its memory, its current state, from one machine to another, anywhere in the network without it ever missing a beat.
Now, this concept is called strong mobility, and it actually has roots in some pretty pioneering AI research. It means an agent doesn't just send a message, it literally teleports its entire being, code, memory, everything, to a new spot to keep working. For things like efficiency and resilience, this is an absolute game changer.
Okay, so how does this teleportation actually happen? It's not magic, it's a really clean four-step process. First, the migration command comes in. Second, the agent's live state is captured and serialized, basically frozen in time. Third, that whole package is zipped over to the new destination. And finally, the agent is reactivated and it picks up running exactly where it left off, instantly.
And look, this isn't just theory. AMCP puts the actual toolkit right in your hands. With super simple commands like dispatch, clone, and migrate, you can orchestrate all this incredibly complex agent movement with just a few lines of code. It makes this amazing power feel tangible and honestly pretty easy to use.
So, we've talked about the big ideas. But let's be clear, AMCP isn't just a white paper. It is a concrete, open-source toolkit that's been built for you, for developers, for startups, for anyone who wants to push the boundaries of what multi-agent systems can do. It's designed to be useful from day one.
Let's put this into context. How does AMCP stack up against tools you're probably already using, like LangChain, AutoGen, or Crew AI? Now, those are fantastic tools, but they're built on that synchronous point-to-point model. AMCP is different in two huge ways. First, its asynchronous pub/sub architecture allows for true many-to-many scalability. And second, it has native, strong mobility. That's a feature you just flat out won't find in the others, and it makes it fundamentally more dynamic.
And this isn't some weekend project either. We're talking production-grade stuff here. Let's just run through some quick numbers. First up, reliability. We're looking at 97.3% overall test coverage. That is enterprise-level stability you can actually depend on.
Okay, what about performance? AMCP can handle over 15,000 messages per second. That's the kind of horsepower you need for demanding real-world applications, so the system doesn't just fall over when it gets busy.
And finally, responsiveness. We're talking about an average message latency under 10 milliseconds. That is fast enough for near real-time interactions between your agents. So when you put it all together, the takeaway is simple. It's solid, it's fast, and it's incredibly responsive.
All right, you're probably thinking, this sounds cool, but is it a huge pain to set up? Absolutely not. We made it so you can go from 0 to having a running multi-agent system in less than 5 minutes.
Seriously, it's this easy. Just pop open your terminal, run a git clone, and then execute the getstarted.sh script. That's it. The script takes care of the dependencies, builds the whole project, and gets you all set to run your first demo. We wanted to remove every possible barrier so you can just start building.
Look, we see this as more than just a piece of code. It's really an invitation. This is a community-driven open-source project because we truly believe the future of AI is going to be built collaboratively, and we want you to be a part of that.
And listen, there are so many ways to jump in. You could be a coder who loves squashing bugs, a great writer who can make the documentation clearer, or a big-picture thinker who can dream up new use cases. Your skills are needed here. Every little bit helps push this whole thing forward.
So there you have it. All the pieces are on the table. A protocol for massive parallel collaboration, the incredible power to move agents anywhere they need to be, and an open-source production-ready toolkit to make it all happen. The building blocks for truly collaborative AI are here. The only question left is, what will you create?